privacy. I don't believe in sanctity or hypocrisy. Could everyone agree that no one should be left alone? Could everyone agree that they should not be left alone? And I feel like a newborn. And I feel like a newborn, kicking and screaming. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Yeah. Dad, what do you think about your son now? Hey, Dad, what do you think about your son now? Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Could you take my picture? 'Cause I won't remember. Yeah.
I turned on the evening news, saw an old man being interviewed. Turning 102 today. They asked him what's the secret to life. He looked up from his old pipe, laughed and said, all I can say is, don't blink. Just like that, you're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25. Then your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. Don't blink, you just might miss your babies growing like mine did, turning into moms and dads. Next thing you know, you better have a 50 years as they're in bed, and you pray and God takes you instead. Trust me, friend, 100 years goes faster than you think. So don't blink. I was glued to my TV when it looked like he looked at me and said, "Let's start putting first things first." 'Cause when your hourglass runs out of sand, you can't rip it over and start again. Take every breath God gives you for what it's worth. And don't blink, just like that. You're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25. Then your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. Don't blink, you just might miss your babies growing like mine did, turning into moms and dads. Next thing you know, you better have a 50 years is there and there, and you're praying God takes you instead. Trust me, friend, 100 years goes faster than you think, so don't blink. I've been trying to slow it down, I've been trying to take it easy, in this here today, gone tomorrow world we're living in. Don't blink, just like that. You're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25. Then your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. Don't blink, just might miss your babies growing like mine did, turning into moms and dads. Next thing you know, you better have a 50 years is there in bed, and you're praying God takes you instead. Trust me, friend, 100 years goes faster than you think, so don't blink. No, don't blink. Don't blink. Life goes faster than you think, so don't blink. Life goes faster than you think, don't blink. Don't blink. Life goes faster than you think.
When I grow up, I wanna be like Wiz Khalifa. Have lots of cool stuff when I grow up. Hear my music through the speakers. I wanna feel love when I grow up. I wanna have enough to pay the bills and buy my mama a house upon a hill. I wanna be like Wiz Khalifa when I grow up. When I grow up.
Grind like I do them trees. It's true if you believe. You can get anything you want to achieve, and that's worth to everything tatted on my sleeve. It ain't what you see, a G is underneath. I've left plenty positions of feeling comfort. When shit ain't cool, fools run for it. You gon' remember my name when I'm done with it, and when it's said and done, I'll be at the top where the summit is. 10 toes, we the ones who run it. Everything running smooth, there ain't no dysfunction. If we talking money, homie, that's a good discussion. I'm talking motivation with no interruption.
When I grow up, I wanna be like Wiz Khalifa. Have lots of cool stuff when I grow up. Hear my music through the speakers. I wanna feel love when I grow up. I wanna have enough to pay the bills and buy my mama a house upon a hill. I wanna be like Wiz Khalifa when I grow up. When I grow up.
100%, I'ma always give my all, yeah. Haters talking down, they wishing that I fall, yeah. Every time I get a chance, know that I ball, yeah. Anytime I need my game, they right there for me. I go hard, yeah, from the start, yeah. Never tried to rush things, I play my part, yeah. Never said it's easy, they could make things hard, yeah. Every time you see me, look like we performing. I'm a star, yeah, living large, yeah. Look at me like a boss because I paid the cost, yeah. Had to slow it down, I had too many bars, yeah. Now I got the younger kids singing out.
When I grow up, I wanna be like Wiz Khalifa. Have lots of cool stuff. When I grow up, hear my music through the speakers. I wanna feel love when I grow up. I wanna have enough to pay the bills. I'm Mama on my house upon the hill. I wanna be like Wiz Khalifa. When I grow up, when I grow up.
It's true if you believe. You, and you. I promise you could be a legend too.
Can you tell me who called a race? Can anyone stay in one place? And when you get to the finish line, will you wish for more time or say one day? One day you will, but maybe one day you will find that you just can't push rewind. All we have is this moment. Tomorrow's unspoken. Yesterday is history. So why don't you be here with me? All we have is this moment to put our love into motion. Yesterday is history. So why don't you be here with me? Be here with me now. Do you ever think that we're just chasing
this morning, but I think I'll be okay. I'll be okay. My car still smells like my mom is gonna kill me, gonna kill me. Traffic's backed up from corner to corner, so I guess I'll hit the highway, the highway. Shake away all the stress off my shoulders. Gonna have a good day, a good because day. I'm 18 and I still live with my parents. Yeah, they're not like yours. Well, yours are more understanding. I've never fell in love. I save those feelings for you. So let's do all the stupid that young kids do. It's me. Just me. Let's do all the stupid that young kids do. No, I've never really been the smartest. Yeah, I've made my mistakes, my mistakes. You were there when times were at their darkest, always showing me the way, lead the way. Your love seems to cut me deep, the sharpest. You'll always have a part of me, a part of me. Losing you has always been the hardest. I wish it were the old days, 'cause I was 18 and I still live with my parents. Yeah, they weren't like yours. Well, yours were more understanding. I never fell in love. I saved those feelings for you. When we did all the stupid that young kids do. Just me. Just me. Let's do all the stupid that young kids do. It's me, you, 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 you. Just me, you, you, you. Hey, hey. Because I'm 18 and I still live with my parents. Yeah, they're not like yours. Well, yours are more understanding. I never fell in love. I save those feelings for you. So let's do all the stupid that young kids do. It's me, you. It's me, you. Just me, you. Let's do
Welcome to all our school community here and watching online. Start by acknowledging that we live and learn on Treaty 8 territory, ancestral home of the Beaver, Cree, Dene, and Métis people, whose ancestors have walked this land since time immemorial. So this has been a year like no other. We're celebrating these young men and women in a slightly different manner, at a different time in the year than we normally would. I want to thank all of you for showing your support by being here or watching online, and for the work you've done to get your children ready for this important passage into adulthood. Thank you also to everyone who worked the long hours to put this together, to transform the building into something pretty special. I know Mr. Wall is probably going to collapse into a heap tomorrow after the Grand March is done. To guide you through this, I want to call up our MC. Cameron Wright is a thoughtful, intelligent, and very comfortable in front of an audience based on all her musical theater and choir. So come on up, Cameron Wright.
Hello, Mavericks and parents. This is not in my notes, but I just have 3 requests for you before we start. I would like us all to pretend like none of our makeup has melted off. I would like us to pretend that these hats look good on everybody. And if you see my sweat stains after I take this robe off, no, you did not. With all that being said, I hope your experience is memorable, regardless if you're watching me in front of you or on a screen. What a whirlwind of a year. Actually, what a whirlwind of the last 12 years. I'm so thankful that we're able to share this space tonight. Hug your family members as close as possible and share a nod to those you can't be within 6 feet of. I want to start off by acknowledging how lucky we are. Graduating is not easy. In fact, it's a privilege. And I'd like to take a moment to recognize those who are not graduating alongside us, those whose mental health, monetary status, disability, or race has impeded them from crossing the stage tonight. I'd also like to recognize the countless murdered Indigenous children who were not even given the opportunity to reach the age we are now. Let us honor them tonight through our success. For those of us who fought against those struggles and graduated anyway, I'm so proud of us. Let's pave a better path. First, I'd like to welcome Ms. Zach, who will present our staff message tonight. She was chosen to speak by the grads, and it's no wonder given how caring and engaged she's been this school year. She's attended every single grad meeting and been a listening ear to many a frustrated graduate. This year has been tough for students and teachers alike, but she's always kept a level head. Introducing Ms. Zach.
Hello, everybody, now that I can see you guys. Thank you, Cameron, for the introduction. It is an honor for me to stand here today on behalf of our entire staff and congratulate this incredible group of graduates. As I began to think about what I was going to say, I kind of got stuck. It was soon after that I discovered that I could go on and on talking about your years here at Charles Spencer and about the experiences that you have had. As graduates, you are turning the page on an important chapter of your lives, stepping into a post-pandemic world and likely dealing with significant anxiety about what your life is going to look like next. You are dealing with your own personal struggles, managing your apprehension, imagining what's possible, and launching yourselves into the unknown. There are 2 words that came to mind when I first sat down to write this speech. Those 2 words were perseverance and determination. 2 core values at the heart of what it means to be a maverick. What is perseverance? The ability to grow, even when things seem hopeless, which is what all of you have done despite the crazy couple of years we have had. And determination is what has propelled you to achieve your goals. As high school students, you have the urgency to strive for and achieve personal success. With this urgency also comes the expectation of having to persevere. The last 2 years of your high school experience have been anything but ordinary, but you persevered through the struggles to get here to this point today. Each of you thrive on being successful, but in doing so, we often forget the struggles that we have gone through to get to this point. As Charles Spencer students, you experience the diversity of our vast student body and witness the many challenges our students are faced with on a day-to-day basis. In these unprecedented times, you have had the opportunity to demonstrate all of the virtues that what we hope to see in our students. You have been responsible, resilient, courageous, but most importantly, you have been compassionate. This day is about you and all that you have achieved through perseverance, hard work, determination, and creativity. To get to this point, you have come to understand the importance of what it means to actually embrace that perseverance and determination. You've been able to do this and overcome obstacles that stand between you and your goals. The goal here today of graduating high school. You are graduating at a time when humanity has come to face enormous struggles and challenges, but also at a time where opportunities have been created by those challenges. No matter what you do or where you go from here, there will always be more obstacles ahead. What I'm going to ask from you is that you meet those challenges straight on with the same type of perseverance and determination you did the last 4 years. You are a group of innovative and creative thinkers, and I encourage you to embrace the struggles and push the boundaries to make this world a better place, even in the smallest of ways. Graduation is a time to imagine your future and the vastness of the world ahead. When you think about what is to come, you may gain valuable insight about looking back to where you have been. And I hope that you look back to your time here at Charles Spencer with fond memories and see it for the transformative experience that it was for you. As you begin this new stage in your life, you can be confident that you can and you will make a difference as you possess the knowledge and the skills necessary to do so. I do strongly believe that each and every one of you has the capacity to be successful and to build a life for yourselves that is both meaningful and beneficial to the greater good. So at this point, everyone tells you that the future is not scary. If I said that to you, I would be lying. It is scary, but that fear is natural. You experienced that same fear when you walked through those front doors here at Charles Spencer 4 years ago. And I want you to think about how far you have come. I hope that wherever your life may take you as you begin this new adventure, that you find the courage within yourself to be kind and the strength to be persistent. I hope you find and embrace your passion and your purpose. And I hope you continue to represent this school well, and that throughout your lives you will leave everywhere and everything you touch a bit better for your having been there. A lot of you spent the last 4 years under the impression that high school is a never-ending adventure, and that's exactly what it feels like. Individually, your experiences here have been unique, but together you share a common bond through the perseverance and determination you have all embraced to make it here today. There is a universal truth that we all must face, whether we want to or not, and that everything eventually ends. As much as I have looked forward to this day for you, I have always disliked endings, but those endings are inevitable. Today is one of those days for you. Today we say goodbye to everything that is familiar and everything that is comfortable, but you really are moving on to bigger and brighter things. You are no longer Charles Spencer students, and you are now out of our sphere of influence, but I think I speak on behalf of our entire staff when I say that we are proud of you. We are proud of who you've become, and we are proud of what you have already accomplished. We are forever thankful that we got to share this important time in your lives with you. We may have been the ones teaching the formal lessons at the front of the room every day, But believe me when I say you have taught us more in your 4 years here than you could ever imagine. It is our hope that your future be filled with happiness and success. Congratulations to you all, and we look forward to seeing what you will accomplish in the future.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sack. That was beautiful. Next, we'll be hearing from our Maverick Ambassador. This position is chosen by school admin on a student's commitment to what a Maverick body stands for. This speaker must be engaged, uplifting, and a positive role model for all students. Our speaker tonight definitely encompasses every single one of those characteristics. She's president of the Charles Spencer Interact Club, where she organized fundraisers to support our community, as well as encourage social change within Charles Spencer by taking initiative to create a presentation during Black History Month, outlining the accomplishments of people of color, as well as address the adversity they still face. She continues to be a role model outside of school as well, in her dance and youth group. I'd like to introduce Elise Broadhead to the stage.
Good afternoon, honored guests, and welcome parents, friends, teachers, all those joining us virtually, and of course, the graduating class of 2021. I'm honored to have been chosen to be this year's Maverick Ambassador and to have an opportunity to speak to you today. Today, we are here to celebrate this momentous occasion. We have been anticipating this moment for over 13 years, and I can't believe we finally made it. What's important now is that we acknowledge our achievements, our triumphs, and our victories as individuals, but also as a school. It's taken a lot of hard work for us on our part for sure, but I think we should recognize the huge amount of support we've received from our parents, friends, siblings, and especially our teachers over the years. They've been there to encourage us, give us confidence, and make sure we were able to enjoy all that life has to offer. Each of us has had our own unique experience at Charles Spencer. There have been good times, bad times, times when we couldn't stop laughing, and of course, times of studying at the very last minute for the test we forgot was tomorrow morning. While I was writing this speech, I thought about where our journey began, our very first day of kindergarten all those years ago. Clearly, everyone's experience on that day was very different to them, but the feelings of anticipation and nervousness were definitely the same. Our parents helped us carry our brand new backpacks and lunch kits and allowed us to leave the safety of our home and venture off into a very new and unfamiliar environment. Little did we know at 5 years old, this new adventure would be as challenging for us as it would be for them. Looking back now, we know that the feeling of not wanting to let go was very mutual. Although our parents didn't want to let us go, they knew that this was something we needed to do, to face this experience by ourselves, without them being there with us every step of the way, so that we could become more independent, grow in our confidence, and discover our skills. It's like when you first learn to ride a bike. Your parents hold on for a bit, and then they decide you're steady enough to go on your own. Sometimes you'll hit a bump and you'll fall off the bike, but those defeats are what make you stronger. As long as you don't give up and try again, you will succeed. You have to learn how to trust yourself and to believe that you can do it, and you will never learn until your parents let go. Once you have that faith in yourself, it quickly becomes second nature, and you are ready to face the harder challenges, like the bike park. As we entered through the school doors, we saw so many new faces. What would come to many of our surprise was those unfamiliar faces we would make connections with. Our peers, our acquaintances, and our potential new friends who were right beside us all the time, experiencing the same frightening changes. From day one, we left our parents, our families, and everything that was familiar to us. But from that day, we were never alone. Once the bell rang to start the first day, we began our journey in this new place that would quickly become a second home for us. It wasn't long before we found ourselves starting high school, and were thrown into yet another unfamiliar setting. Reflecting on the past 4 years, there have been many things that stood out to people. Some will remember the school trips, the pep rallies that got us out of class. Some will remember the enormous line that would form in the gathering area on Chicken Finger Day. hearing Mr. Jones's music from his classroom in the LA wing blasting, kids falling asleep in class and laughing so hard that we made the teachers cry, or the only high school dance we ever had was 40 minutes on a Tuesday morning during advisory with Mr. Brown rocking out as our DJ. But with all of that, the one thing that I think we will never forget is last spring when our grade 11 year was disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic and our lives were changed forever. March 2020 came with the biggest unknown we have ever had to face. If you ask anyone what the worst part about this pandemic has been, they will most likely say that they missed their friends and their family away from home, and none of us knew when we would see them again. The question is, when the world is bombarded with this much uncertainty, how do we make it through? How do we persevere through a global pandemic and make it to the light at the end of the tunnel? Well, we learned to adapt to a great unknown. We learned to be patient. We continue to learn and adjust to an always changing and unending list of restrictions. We realized that this was an opportunity for us to discover what we are passionate about, to determine how we want to live our lives and what we truly value. Even though we were able to make connections through the computer screens, it wasn't quite the same as being in person. We reached out to support and strengthen each other who were facing not just an unknown, but a huge trial. As we went through our senior year, we had to adapt to new ways of learning, balancing online versus in-person school, social distancing and sanitizing everything. We had to do these things that we have never done before. We were courageous and willing to face these challenges head on. We looked for opportunities to connect with each other amongst the restrictions in order to feel a sense of unity and belonging. One way I have found helps when you are faced with unfamiliar challenges is getting involved in different groups or activities in school and in our community. Being a part of different volunteer opportunities, committees, and clubs at school have helped me to create lasting connections with people and discover how much good can happen when people unite themselves together with a common goal. I've learned that people won't always remember what you say or what you do, but instead how you make them feel. You can find yourself and the greatest happiness in life by doing the things that can help others. Real success means we end every day knowing that our talents and skills were used in a way to serve others and foster those connections. The one thing this experience has taught me is that if we have the willpower to make it through a global pandemic, then clearly we are strong enough to face any trial that comes our way, and not only overcome it, but better ourselves in the process. We did not grow when things are easy. We only grow when we're faced with challenges. The difficulties you go through in life don't come to destroy you, but rather to show you what you're made of and just how powerful you are. Today, we become Charles Spencer graduates. Our class has grown so much in the past 4 years since we first walked through those doors on orientation day. Us being here today shows that we are resilient and strong. We've learned not to let the little defeats bring us down. Now, we are basically starting kindergarten again, but this time, we're adults. Our parents have to learn how to let us go once more to another unknown. The difference is this time, we've had 18 years of preparation to go out into the world. I believe that every graduate here today definitely embodies what it means to be a maverick. We are unique individuals who are determined and inspired to take risks, who look forward to the future, ready to face any challenge or changes that might come our way. When you look back on your life, you won't remember that one grade you got on a test. You'll remember the teachers, the students, and your friends that you found in school. It's spending every day with those people who make you happy, feel loved, and fill your soul with joy. To close, I'd like to share a quote I really love by Christian Larson. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside of you that's greater than any obstacle. As you prepare yourselves for this new journey, I encourage you to go out of your comfort zone, to be open to new experiences that present themselves to you. Get involved and make those long-lasting connections. And when you are faced with unknowns or hardships, do not let them knock you down. Trust that you have the power to rise above and the potential to accomplish great things. I'd like to give a huge congratulations to the Charles Spencer class of 2021. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. Next, we'll watch the GRAD video prepared by Abby Fitzpatrick. She went to great lengths to collect these videos despite the struggle of collecting them amidst at-home learning. I know we haven't been able to celebrate in a traditional fashion this year, but hopefully this video reminds you how close we've become as a grad class and inspire the good times which are still to come.
right down the road through Carolina. Warm at Carolina. 95. found a photograph, all faded and bunched. I had a camo hat, leaning on a red truck, on Nico's red truck. He moved to Baltimore City, then he moved to Philly. We don't speak much, the life has been so busy. I can't keep up, it's been about so quickly. I can't keep up. I rode my bike to the YMCA, got my first paycheck from working in daycare. It got wet, cause it rained on the way back, but I love the smell, so I just inhaled. I stopped in the field for a minute when night fell. The big moon burned and the rim of the bike wheel was white from reflecting. I don't wanna forget the way it felt. One summer, hot, slow, and wet, I had a wide-angle smile in these pictures that you took. It's strange, I forget that's how I look. It's strange how much can change in just a short time. It's strange, I'm getting older, I'm afraid I found a photograph, all faded and bunched. I had a camo hat, leaning on a red truck, on a friend's red truck, on a friend's red truck.
Friends, you'll find your way. Some summer night, I hope I see you again. All my friends, I'd love to stay. Some summer night, I hope I see you again. The smell of rain and streetlight tone, I love a lantern in the snow. But when she feels it taking hold, finds it so hard letting go. How can I tell her that we'll shine? She dreads the devil's yet to show. What I told you where, that I told you where.
You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. Told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you'll regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
Be like big kids now. Next, we'll hear from both of this year's Maverick Scholars. I'm sure sharing the spotlight is hard, but it was truly impossible to choose between these two students. Both showed incredible academic achievement, aspiration for excellence, and commitment to lifelong learning. In fact, they both completed this year with over a 95% average, and have stated that this year is among their personal best, despite large swaths of at-home learning. Isabella Lard has always been a model student, having won both the Maverick Scholar Award and the GPPSD Outstanding Student Award. She'll continue her studies at the U of A studying neuroscience, and that's a pretty impressive degree, but it's not nearly as impressive as doing your grade 12 online. I mean, how hard can brain surgery really be? Anyway, Nolan Roberts is also a very revered student here at Charles Spencer, having won the Maverick School Student Award twice. He's always expanding his knowledge outside of the classroom. Notably, after the physics unit in grade 10 sparked his interest, he downloaded the Physics 20 textbook online and began self-teaching himself 20-level physics before even registering for the class, which is nothing compared to all the time that I spent not taking physics at all. Anyways, take it away, guys.
All right, I'm starting this speech off with waterworks already going. This is awesome. Thank you, Cameron. As you all heard, my name is Isabel Lard, and this is Nolan Roberts, and we've both been given the wonderful and somewhat terrifying opportunity to speak to our graduating class today. As we weren't even sure if in-person grad would be possible, Nolan and I are beyond grateful for the opportunity to speak to all of you today. So thank you all for attending, and a huge congratulations to the class of 21. We made it, guys. Before I start, I must admit that Nolan and I are rather nervous public speakers, and on the way in here, we just decided to picture everyone naked. We're certainly seeing our teachers in a whole new light. As a preface to this speech, I want to inform you all that I most certainly did not receive the honor of valedictorian based on my grades in English, so bear with me. Now that that's out of the way, let's hope I don't put you all to sleep, and here's my best shot. To start things off, I think it's only fitting to hand out some thank yous to the amazing people that keep this institution up and running, so I want to give a heartfelt thank you to all the teachers and staff that have worked so incredibly hard throughout this year to give us the best possible senior experience. I would also like to give a particular shout out to the custodians for cleaning up after all of us and doing so with a smile. A few other special thank yous are in order to my endlessly supportive parents for helping me throughout these 4 years, my favorite volleyball coach Cheryl, Mr. Sotart and Mr. Weeb for making me laugh even on the most stressful of days, and my dear friend Abigail Fitzpatrick for spending hours making this year's grad video. You guys should check out her Instagram at Abigail Memories. It's pretty insane. Finally, a big thank you is in order for my beautiful best friend, Allison Hunter, for always being there to tell me to relax. So, here comes the part of the speech where I try my best not to throw every grad cliche at you guys, and also the part where I try to keep it together, talking about my incredible and unforgettable 4 years here. If it looks like I'm crying, I just have something in both eyes. Starting us off strong with an unbeatable cliche, from taking my first steps through the Charles Spencer school doors on grade 9 orientation day to taking my last in this cap and gown, I have made so many memories with you guys, and I consider many of you for lifers. But I would like to thank all of you for smiling at me under your masks in the hallway, for holding the door for me and my 74 textbooks, 42 binders, and 7 cups of coffee, and for being objectively the coolest graduating class this school has ever seen. Some of the moments that I will never forget here at Charles Spencer include my first high school volleyball tryout, in which I served under the net and somehow still made the team, or my last piano exam that I stressed over for months for it to be over in 20 minutes, or the time I face planted in front of my entire gym class in grade 10 after claiming that I knew what was doing on the vault. Ms. Zach already laughed at me for that one, so you guys can too. What I will remember will be my horrible costume at my first Halloween party, or winning 3rd in the province with my favorite girls, or even the feeling of relief I felt when getting into an upperclassman's car on a -40 winter days morning practice. Thanks for that, Cheryl. However, if there is one message that I can leave with the graduates today, it's that many memories will stick with me, and they are certainly not the 100% on exams or the constant Power School refreshes. So I would advise you all, moving forward, to live through experiences and not numbers. But man, as I shuffle through all these minute events that seemed so insignificant at the time, they now seem fleeting and nostalgic as I realize that this chapter in all of our lives is coming to a close. Points for the use of another cliche. A small part of me still feels like I'm in grade 9, but here we are in our caps and gowns, so unless someone wants to pinch me to double check, I'm pretty sure this isn't a really weird dream. Nonetheless, as I reminisce on these past few years, I now recognize the evolution of a group of adults that I could not be prouder to be a part of. I know we will do great things, 21. I've got to admit, it feels like the point of this speech is to leave you all with some life-changing and jaw-dropping life lesson that I've learned through my massive wisdom of being a big-shot valedictorian, but frankly, I think I'm just pretty decent at math. All I have to tell you about what I've learned is that you only receive what you work and sacrifice for. And as my very French dad would say, if you want something bad enough, nothing will stop you from it. So take from that what you will. But on an incredibly serious note, as my final message to you all, I would just like to say, keep your money up, not your funny up. Don't go chasing waterfalls, and I hope not to see any of you on an FBI's most wanted list anytime soon. With that infinitely valuable nugget of wisdom, I would like to pass the podium to my brilliant co-valedictorian, Nolan Roberts. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel, for all of your inspiring words. Hopefully everyone out there is still awake, as the talking is far from over. Today we are graduating, which is an event that I'm sure many of you were looking forward to, until you realized all your efforts were going to culminate into an endless speech. In fact, I was so committed to not making my part of the speech a complete waste of your time, I even put in the effort to watch some YouTube videos to try and figure out how to write a good one. In exchange for my efforts, I learned 3 important qualities of YouTube valedictorian speeches. They are all long, boring, and repetitive. So bearing this in mind, it's going to be a long couple of minutes, and for that I apologize. All right, with the preemptive warning of boredom out of the way, let's get started. To build off of what Isabel said, I too would like to begin by thanking all of the teachers, custodians, and of course the at times questionable security staff. High school has been a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me, and I feel privileged to have had that experience with all of the exceptional people and teachers that Charles Spencer has to offer. I would especially like to thank Mr. Regan, Mr. Sotard, Mr. Couture, and Ms. Bocking, whose keen dedication and passion for their jobs has helped to fuel my interest in math and science. Additionally, I would like to express my sincerest of gratitudes to my parents, whose unyielding support gave me the determination to reach my academic goals. With this all being said, I think it's only necessary to reiterate my gratitude to all the parents, staff members, and teachers, as their efforts have been paramount to this class's success. While I'm on the topic of thanking teachers, I would like to express my appreciation in a way that I don't think gets mentioned enough. In addition to educating us and broadening our horizons, teachers put up with entire rooms of annoying, impulsive, and hormonal teenagers every day and somehow resist the urge to go home and cry. I find this to be massively impressive. A prime example of this would be Mr. Weeb, who had the grave misfortune of having to teach me and Rylan Griffith accounting. During the entire quarter, I honestly think Rylan and I spent more time throwing things or otherwise launching projectiles than we did actual accounting. Throughout this adversity, however, Mr. Weeb not only tolerated us, but actually managed to teach us something about accounting, and that thoroughly impresses me. It's a feat beyond my comprehension, and I have no idea how he pulled that off. Another teacher whose tolerance and patience impresses me is Mr. Leach. While I was in Mr. Leach's construction class, I was more interested in building weapons and playing with wood glue than I was learning anything. And yet, because of him, I came out of that class smarter than when I went in. That's great teaching right there. Moving on to the students, I would like to congratulate the entire graduating class on this monumental achievement. I have no doubt that this class will go on to do great things in a variety of different disciplines, and would like to take some time to express the great amount of pride that I feel to be a part of that. In one way or another, high school has substantially impacted each and every one of us, and it's thrilling to see just how much we have grown as a collective. When I look out at you all, I see just how confident you are in your abilities to take on the world, or at least I assume you do while you're sitting in advisory. Great opportunities lie ahead for us, and I have full confidence that society will reap the benefits of having us as a part of it. Seeing as I'm starting to sound like a walking Hallmark card, it is just about time to end this speech, which I am sure will come as a relief to many. As one of the final remarks that I will make in this school, I would like to point out the sheer untapped potential that this class of 2021 represents. While we are beginning the next new, exciting chapter of our lives, let us realize that the world is within our hands. So let's make the most of it. And that's all I've got to say.
A massive congratulations to the both of you. First, we'd like to direct you to the thank yous in our program, but a special thank you for Madame Durrett for the fashion show, Regan for the tech, Erickson for the decor, Miss Sack with the grad council, everyone on the grad committee, as well as our parent planning committee. After our last students accept their diploma, we'll have our guests exit through this door over here. So our grads can do a big cap throw on the CKC field. We ask that you guys actually don't join the CKC field, but you're encouraged to watch from afar. And we'll have an overhead drone picture taken. Girls, please do not wear high heels. And with that being said, our graduates will now cross the stage in the order in which they are called.
Please welcome graduate Kara Lee Adams. Graduate Ethan Abley. Graduate Fali Alemoana. Graduate Isabel Allard. Graduate Jaron Anderson. Graduate Keanu Anderson. Graduate Kessia Andrew. Graduate Kathleen Argamosa. Graduate Colby Bachman. Graduate Noah Backlund. Graduate Shay Baduk. Graduate Terman Baines. Graduate Denon Bamber. Graduate Miriam Barrett. Graduate McKinnon Barrett. Graduate Kyler Bako. Graduate Marcus Baudouin. Graduate Jack Beecroft. Graduate Abigail Benjamin.
Graduate Danae Behrens. Graduate Jack Berger. Graduate Grace Bertozzi. Graduate Jaron Bissett. Graduate Brandon Beagle. Graduate Cameron Billan. Graduate Mackenzie Blaze. Graduate Liam Blimke. Graduate Emma Boyce. Graduate Nicholas Bragg. Graduate Maddie Brazel. Graduate Elise Broadhead. Graduate Jordan Brown. Graduate Elise Budd.
Graduate River Bueller. Graduate Colton Burke. Graduate Chris Burrows. Graduate Joseph Burry. Graduate John Cabusora. Graduate Alessandra Calatan. Graduate Allie Campbell. Graduate Danny Campbell. Graduate Kyler Campbell. Graduate Waylon Campbell. Graduate Evan Cardinal Noski. Graduate Madison Shalafu. Graduate Shayla Shalafu. Graduate Raiden Chapados. Graduate Alex Clark. Graduate Shanae Connell.
Graduate Caden Connolly. Graduate Kayleigh-Ann Coombs. Graduate Emma Coons. Graduate Adam Corkum. Graduate Joshua Coutre. Graduate James DeGustis. Graduate Mark DeGustis. Graduate Aiden Davis. Graduate Wyatt Day. Graduate Kyler DeRocher. Graduate Kyle DeFossis. Graduate Caitlin Doucette. Graduate Ashton Doyle. Graduate Isabel Dubé. Graduate Mackenzie Duncan. Graduate Kale Dvorak. Graduate Katie Edwards.
Graduate Brandon Feist. Graduate Abby Fitzpatrick. Graduate Tyler Fletcher. Graduate Michaelin Flynn. Graduate Landon Francis. Graduate Tyler Frericks. Graduate Andrew Friesen. Graduate Tyrell Friesen. Graduate Flint Gagnon. Graduate Adele Gerasimov. Graduate Madison Gibbons. Graduate Sydney Gilman. Graduate Braden Graw. Graduate Haley Grieg. Graduate Juliana Greer. Graduate Rylan Griffith. Graduate Phoebe Gonzalez. Graduate Darby Gurney.
Graduate Melody Hockstad. Graduate Emma Haggerty. Graduate Ty Hammond. Graduate Graduate Tyson Han. Graduate Emma Harvey. Graduate Tyson Hay. Graduate Chloe Haynes. Graduate Landon Hedges. Graduate Charlize Henry. Graduate Jenna Hollins. Graduate Brandon Horseman. Graduate Aspen Huffnagel. Graduate Allison Hunter. Graduate E.T. Hyde. Graduate Rachel Jebb. Graduate Jaden Johnson. Graduate Nicholas Johnston.
Graduate Zyler Jones. Graduate Carissa Josie. Graduate Sierra Khalil. Graduate Alexandra Kemp Weber. Graduate Paige Clausen. Graduate Katie Kahns. Graduate Ty Kozubak. Graduate Eve Kurlak. Graduate Mason Kylo. Graduate Kiara LaFerrier. Graduate Dylan Larson. Graduate Jeremy Larder. Graduate Danae LaValle. Graduate Ephraim LaValle. Graduate Nathan Levesque. Graduate Paige Levesque. Graduate Rain Lissaway.
Graduate Austin Lockheed. Graduate Courtney Lowen. Graduate Sarah Lowen. Graduate Alex Lopez. Graduate Mariana Lowen. Graduate Alina Limarenko. Graduate Caden Lynch. Graduate Emma McKenzie. Graduate Juliette McGuire. Graduate Jaden Mannix. Graduate Faiza Manzoor. Graduate Hannah Martins. Graduate Michaela Martin. Graduate Kaya Maven. Graduate Delaney Meyer. Graduate Colton Mazzarole. Graduate Madison McCann. Graduate Taylor McConnell.
Graduate Jenna Maxwell. Graduate Caitlin McCullough. Graduate Megan McDonald. Graduate Maverick McVitie. Graduate Glacier Mendoza. Graduate Brooke Millsap. Graduate Catherine Minnick. Graduate Ahmed Moalan. Graduate McLean Moore. Graduate Tyson Mossy. Graduate Ian Moland. Graduate Haley Mirren. Graduate Matthew Nasibu. Graduate Chantel Nault. Graduate Talia Nelson. Graduate Brandon Nex. Graduate Kieran Nicholson. Graduate Kiana Nielsen. Graduate Elizabeth Noble.
Graduate Cody O'Grasick. Graduate Tyler O'Hanley. Graduate Jenna O'Toole. Graduate Neray Omirbeck. Graduate Ronaldo Osorio. Graduate Ben Parlee. Graduate Madison Perel. Graduate TJ Patey. Graduate Phoebe Paul. Graduate Talia Petke. Graduate Jaden Pipers. Graduate Jordan Poor. Graduate Cole Porcher. Graduate Kylie Power. Graduate McKenna Pruden. Graduate Paige Purnell. Graduate Dalen Rock. Graduate Shayla Radcliffe. Graduate Sophia Ramirez.
Graduate Jessica Prince. Graduate Brooke Ramsankar. Graduate Jeremy Rancourt. Graduate Dylan Reed. Graduate Jake Reimer. Graduate Cale Richard. Graduate Jillian Richardson. Graduate Nolan Roberts. Graduate August Rurr. Graduate Caden Runka. Graduate Charlize Salas. Graduate Zane Schmidt. Graduate Chloe Schnepp. Graduate Sydney Sador. Graduate Aiden Seitz. Graduate Valencia Seca. Graduate Thomas Celine.
Graduate Tyler Stiegenberger. Graduate Jose Stewart. Graduate Regan Storms. Graduate Kira Stout. Graduate Kayla Telfer. Graduate Brianne Testowich. Graduate Kieran Terrian. Graduate Erilyn Taves. Graduate Jaden Tomlinson. Graduate Amy Trace. Graduate Alexis Trim.
Graduate Sky Treadle. Graduate Jesse Tucker. Graduate Colton Tufts. Graduate Lexi Turgeon. Graduate Evan Turnbull. Graduate Alyssa Vander Erden. Graduate Caden Van Tassel. Graduate Angelina Visser. Graduate Sarah Waldy. Graduate Jovi Wallace. Graduate E.J. Wang. Graduate Cameron Work. Graduate Jersey Williams. Graduate Alyssa Williscroft. Graduate Avery Wilmot. Graduate Blair Windsor. Graduate Cameron Wright. And last but not least, graduate Hudson Young.
I think that wraps it up. Thank you, everybody, for coming to support our graduates. And as was mentioned at the start, what's going to be happening shortly is the graduates are going to be heading out to the CKC field for the symbolic hat toss. So we can slowly make our way out there. There's no panic. Take your time. Thank you again, everybody. Take care.
found a photograph, all faded and bunched. I had a camo hat, leaning on a red truck, on Nico's red truck. He moved to Baltimore City, then he moved to Philly. We don't speak much, the life's just been so busy. I can't keep up, it's been about so quickly. I can't keep up. I rode my bike to the YMCA, got my first paycheck from working the daycare. It got wet, cause it rained on the way back, but I love the smell, so I just inhaled. I stopped in the field for a minute when night fell. The big moon burned and the rim of the bike wheel was white from reflecting. I don't wanna forget the way it felt. One summer, hot, slow and wet, I had a wide-angle smile in these pictures that you took. It's strange, I forget that's how I look. It's strange how much can change in just a short time. It's strange, I'm getting older, I'm afraid I found a photograph, all faded and bunched. I had a camo hat, leaning on a red truck, on a friend's red truck, on a friend's red truck.
Friends, you'll find your way. Some summer night, I hope I see you again. All my friends, I'd love to stay. Some summer night, I hope I see you again. The smell of rain and streetlight tone, I love a lantern in the snow. But when she feels it taking hold, finds it so hard letting go, how can I tell her that we'll shine? She dreads the devil's yet to show. What I told you will, that I told you will.
You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. Told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you'll regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good